You can go ahead and you started it already, huh?
Yeah.
All right. And you hit the auto button.
Good evening. I'm Socrates Garrett, and we're broadcasting live from right here in Jackson, Mississippi, the heart of the Deep South, right here in the African American owned broadcasting studio. We believe digital.com, our own platform. And so it's critically important that in the African American community, we control the narrative. I look forward to receiving opportunities to show and advertise your products for goods and services and to move your brand along in this community. We're broadcasting live on Facebook. When We Believe Digital Podcast, go to Roku and download our app, and We Believe Global, with shows like this to bring articulate, intelligent conversations and dialogue to our platform. So I'm here to continue sounding the alarm. This is how the South is going to rise again. Good evening, and welcome to a special edition of Socrates Garrett Live. We're broadcasting live from right here in Jackson, Mississippi, on the We Believe Broadcasting Network. We're in fact a media company. In this studio, we house the internet radio station WBLV, one of the most popular stations that you'll find anywhere, playing some of the best music in the world. Also, we run We Believe Digital Network, our very own platform, which is really not a page, but it's in fact a network. There you can find all kinds of interesting topics that you might be wanting to take a look at. If you scroll down even further, you will see the categories of inspiration and religion and hot topics and Black Lives Matter and crime. And all of those things are important in our community. Our goal is to give this community access to have its voices heard. Too often, the things that go on in our community are relegated to a 15-minute spot at 6 and 10, where we only touch the surface of what really happened. And so this is 2024, and We Believe Broadcasting Network is proud to be your favorite choice for relative information and news. Now today I have with me a young man that's been helping us build this network out. A young man that has a great deal of talent and drive and ambition, and he's decided to invest some of that at We Believe. And I can see the difference. I can see the quality of the programs. I can see the direction that he's trying to take us to. And some of us sometimes are not inspired. I used to have a little plaque on my wall that said, "We the unwilling, led by the incompetent, have been doing so much so long with so little that now we attempt the impossible with absolutely nothing." And sometimes I feel that it's the way we here at We Believe. But it's a new venture for us. You know, we're less than 5 years old, and we made some major inroads in the marketplace. But Curtis, it's always good to have you here with me, and I salute you once again for the hard work and that you've been putting in to try to bring the studio into the next level.
Well, Mr. Garrett, it is always an honor to be here with you, sir. So, again, thank you for putting up with me.
Yeah.
I know it ain't easy. Change is never easy.
No, it's not.
I try to tell people a lot of times the best change sometimes seems like to be the biggest struggle, because we get caught in comfort and we don't want to leave comfortable. I don't want to leave routine.
What do you think is possible for We Believe? What is your vision? How do you think we can move forward in this marketplace?
Which vision? I know the thing that hits me the most,
Out the bean path. I've heard a lot about the young lady. I believe
Nationally.
that she is an African American young lady that is involved in AI at Amazon. I believe
Yeah.
probably the only one in that category. So,
Right.
how did you meet her, and what's her vision?
Well, actually, I met Ashley the first time we met. I think I was over at one of the events they had, but I have been following the Bean Path for quite a while. It's been on my radar. So I'm one of those Star Trek nerds. So knowing that Jackson had the Bean Path bringing their skills to Jackson, I was already following them on Facebook, following them on Instagram, had already made donations. So when we teamed up and I had this opportunity, the first thing I was thinking was, hey, I'm finna go over here and see if I can create some type of show with the Bean Path, because nerds like me need to be highlighted a little bit more. Our people are more than football, basketball, and singing.
So tell me, where did the name Bean Path come from? And I asked that question because you mentioned Star Trek, and I was a Star Trek fan as well, and
Okay.
I heard him say, "Beam me up, Scotty,"
Yeah.
on many times. So I don't know if you were making a correlation between Star Trek and
I
the
was
Bean
not.
Path or not, or just coincidence.
It's just a coincidence. I'm not sure where they got the name Bean Path from. I'm going to have to ask Ashley the next time I see her. I do like the name. It reminds me of Jack and the Beanstalk.
Yeah,
So that's what I was thinking is
yeah,
the Bean Path, Jack and the Beanstalk.
yeah.
You know.
Whatever happened to Jack?
Well, it depends. I don't know which movie was. The new movie, Jack got the girl, didn't he?
Did he?
Jack
Okay.
won. Yeah.
Okay,
I think
okay.
he killed the Giants and cut the Beanstalk down, and they had a good time after
Wow,
that.
wow. But it was quite a challenge. As I recall, the stalk itself was hundreds of feet tall. And
You gotta get that crown.
you gotta get the crown. There's gonna be
Crown.
resistance. I don't care what you're trying to do.
All change, there is a fight. There is never a easy change that takes place. I wish it was. I wish we could have a beautiful
Today.
Today is the day of we ain't transitioning easily. It's January 6th, baby. So this is the we ain't transitioning easy day.
I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah.
So now, Curtis, you come into the studio. You've introduced the green screen concept,
Hope it's
and
working.
you've taken a look at our equipment, etc. And you know that we're launching the internet radio station. Have launched it. It's going well. What have been some of your greatest challenges besides me? And we don't want to talk about that one, but besides me, what has been some of your other greatest challenges?
Besides you, it's been an easy breezy then, I guess. Honestly, the challenge to me has been me. I don't think there's a challenge that God puts in front of us we can't handle. I think the transition for me coming, like I told you, I was coming out of a dark place. So the motivation that I needed was what was hindering me. So being here constantly, having to get up, having to help out, that brought me out of the darkness. So I say the hardest challenge I had was stepping up.
Okay,
You know.
okay.
Other than you,
Yeah.
dealing with you, not good gracious.
That's a full-time job right there. I've heard that before.
Wow.
Now, you mentioned dark places, and of course, I think that while we believe could have a bright future, I don't think that we moved out of our dark place in terms of what we've been able to accomplish in the length of time that we've been doing it. I think that we should be further along than where we are. And so Dark places are something that we all go through.
We do, and we learn in the dark.
Mm.
So I've never learned anything having a good time. It's when some so just stay with me today.
Right.
You know,
Right.
stay argue with me today. Show up tomorrow.
Right.
I don't know if the light is tomorrow. It might be next week. I don't know God's clock. All I know is if I wake up in the morning and I show up, then it could blow up.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Curtis, we're up against a hard commercial break.
Okay.
We're going to go to a break and we're going to come back and continue these conversations. Hopefully they're going to be inspiring to someone out there, and it certainly helps us to share and think, and because being in an enterprise is a lonely place. It's not necessarily all dark, but it's lonely because you don't have the minds that major corporations have to bounce things off of. So sometimes you're flying the plane and working on it at the same time. We're going to go to a commercial break and we'll be right back.
The Mississippi Link is an African-American female-owned newspaper with a trusted voice that is highly respected throughout the city, state, and nation. Our motto, keepers of the knowledge for people who speak the truth, since 1993. Link significantly influences the thoughts, attitudes, and buying decisions of its readers. Call us at 601-368-8481 for your advertising needs. If you would like to receive a newspaper in the mail each week, our annual subscription is only $52 per year. That is only $1 per week for you to stay informed regarding many stories that you can only get in the Mississippi Link. Sign up today at the Mississippi Link.
Socrates Garrett ENT.com is a diversified firm specializing in recycled aggregates and crushed concrete. Socrates Garrett ENT.com's recycled materials provide the construction industry with significant economic and environmental benefits by recycling clean concrete rubble into MDOT grade rock materials. Recycled aggregates and crushed concrete can be applied to driveways, road construction, bank protection, parking lots, general bulk fills, and more. For more information, please call 601-896-0084 or visit us online at SocratesGarrettENT.com.
Welcome back to We Believe Digital Broadcast Studio. This is Socrates, Garrett, and Curtis Williams. We're just talking about business and we're talking about life today. If you're watching us on Facebook, we want you to share this program with your friends and family and become a subscriber. It's only 99 cents a month and you'll have access to our newsletter that we're launching in 2024. Now, if you're watching us on YouTube, go on and subscribe to the program. You know, our subscription base is growing every day on YouTube. Now, if you're watching our clips and reels on Instagram and TikTok, then we want you to follow us and subscribe to the program. We see the views. They are astronomical. They are very encouraging. You know, we haven't gotten to the point where my friend Shannon got the other day with Cat Williams on Club Shay Shay. We didn't get 10 million in an hour, but we're doing well. We're getting over 1 million views per show. And so we're growing and coming in the right direction. Now, a lot of that is happening because volunteers. This young man today, Curtis Williams, has volunteered his time. He hadn't been paid a dime. And he spends a lot of time trying to figure out how to make this thing go. So Curtis, what is in your background that allows you to understand technology? I thought you were a truck driver when I first met you.
Yes, that is true. I was a truck driver. My background, I don't really, I'm like, I went to school for electrical engineering at one time. I was, I had a lot of college. I don't really like talking about myself much, but I was an internet researcher, so I'm very familiar with computers. I've worked at MCI WorldCom. I worked for Anobius.com. So I've done various things, Citibank, customer service, across the board. Computers, I'm very familiar.
Okay.
So
Would you describe yourself as a nerd? I heard you mention that word.
and proud of it, yes. I think those are the things that we need to start highlighting. We got people out here scared to be smart. Like what? Remember, we scared to be smart? We scared to dress a certain way, scared to be called a nerd. I'm sorry, but those are the people who are currently creating all the things we're using. Ain't no football player out here creating an iPhone. Now, I'm not talking about sports are not, I will say sports are not as important as education standpoint. It's good to be entertained, no doubt. We need a release sometimes. But I think we need to start focusing more on innovation and technology advancements and getting our kids more excited about learning.
Well, speaking of our kids, I don't think that our children will have the same quality of life that I have enjoyed based upon what I see happening out here. And your generation is in control now. Tell me how you see the kids doing and the quality of life that lies before them in your mind.
And we need you guys to guide us. Let us know those hurdles. Let us know those roadblocks that you face, so that we can kick them down easier. Like I said before, if you've done it already, it might take me 10 months to learn how to do it.
Right.
And you can walk me through it.
Truly takes a village.
It takes the whole village.
And in the village are all kinds of people and with different philosophies and different religions, and we're so divided in our culture.
Because we're selfish.
It seems to be hard to get us together. How do we overcome that?
I think we need some hugs out here. I think everybody need a hug. Love one another. That's one of the things I just like to give back to people. Say love one another. Now, if we loving one another, should we treat each other a way that we want to be treated? So, if I got $10 billion in the bank, it's hard for me personally, my soul, to say, step over these homeless people and act like they're not there. Now, the country to where we're actually taking our professionals, the carpenter, the bricklayer, the welder, already in the community, already knows how to lay concrete and cement. We're going to take those schools, turn them into learning centers.
Well, that would be great, and we certainly have a labor shortage in Mississippi, and
Right.
Jackson in particular, while at the same time, you know, we have unemployment rate in the black community of some 45 to 50%,
Yeah.
especially in black males. Black females seem to be doing a lot better, but black males are almost at the hemorrhaging point. Their unemployment is greater than 50%. What are we going to do specifically to try to regain the confidence and inspire black males to come out of this dark place?
That is it's not an easy answer. I can go into a whole lot of weights that are on black males' shoulders. A lot of people want to say that they got it. So we have to, for one, stop fighting within our community. From our black men and black women fighting each other all the time. You ain't doing this, you ain't doing that. I saw a video this morning, and I wish I had a save. I think I did save it, but the young lady said her mother told her she don't care what kind of man she get, but as long as he has something that she doesn't have, they can build from that. And she went on to explain, she said, I have an apartment, but I don't have a car. So she said, the one thing that I need him to have is a car. She didn't say he had to have nowhere to stay. He said he need to have a car. And together, they got together, and she started showing pictures of them over the years. She said they got together. She said the thing that she had went with what he had. They started talking. He had dreams and visions, but he needed her to give him a reason. You know, like men need a reason to get out of bed in the morning. And if we don't have something to love or something to fight for.
Well, I had plenty of inspiration to get out of bed because my daddy was going to say it once. And then after that, you know, then he was going to put some on you.
But he was there.
Yeah, he was definitely there.
Right.
And so, I mean, are you insinuating that the children of today's fathers are not in the home?
They are not. I think we need to change how the court gives custody. I think that they need to force joint custody. You made them, you raised them. The father is just as important as the mother, and mother is just as important as the father. They do two different jobs, but they do them well when they're done together. You always reference mama and you always reference dad. And I never hear you mention they got divorced and fell out and blah, blah, blah. And then I look at the success you have. It's a two-parent household.
Right. Well, we don't have a lot of those
We don't.
anymore. And the divorce rate, even in Christian communities, in the churches, are so high now. So we don't have any sacred organizations or groups where we see that staying together is working. And so there must be something out here that's tearing people apart. It's got to be either poverty or lack of education or crime or just some, it's not in our DNA, Curtis, but it's something that's breaking the family down. What would you think that could be?
Greed.
Greed.
Greed. Love of money, love of things, love of stuff. We don't love each other enough. I think one of the conversations we were having in one of the last time we were together, we were talking about the generations, and we need to get back to that show and revisit it. But the generations, I think your generation was the first generation introduced to television. So in your lifetime, the television went on sale. And you can probably see, if you think about it, you can probably see that from what you remember growing up, granddaddy, grandmama, and because you remember them back then, grandmama, granddaddy, the closeness, the family, the aunts and uncles, and the big picnics and stuff. And as TV transitioned in, how those things became more rare and less frequent. And by the time it got to your kids, like my age, we don't even have reunions that frequently anymore. You don't even hear about family reunions. Mama, grand.
Curtis, yes, the clock here. We're coming to the end of our program for today. This has been a special edition of Socrates Garrett Live with my co-host, Curtis Williams. If you like this show, put it in the comments and we'll try and see if we can schedule more time together. I think the communications and the observations that have been shared here today are critically important to dealing with the illness and the sickness that's in our community. Curtis, any parting words for you?
I do want to thank Miss Mimi for showing up today. Excellent job. We'll take a look back at it for a first time 15-minute training. I think she's doing fantastic. I would like to say I want to revisit some shows with you. It's a lot of topics that I want to kind of talk to you about because I feel they're important to kind of start to bring our history into a different perspective. Because when I talk to you about your Native American foundation and how I've been studying the burning of books and misconception of, the sizes of these ships that we were supposed to be brought in over here on, I think one of the things that we really want to do going forward, and this is you and Dr. Henderson, we need to organize. And then, once we agree on that, I don't like reparations when you owe me restitution. See, those are two different words. And if my mentor, Mr. Garrett's mother was Native American, then they owe us restitution.
I got you. Now, you've been watching Socrates Garrett Live. We'll bring this show back to you again very, very, very soon. But we want you to stay safe out there, enjoy this weekend, and good evening. Good evening. I'm Socrates Garrett, and we're broadcasting live from right here in Jackson, Mississippi, the heart of the Deep South, right here in the African-American-owned broadcasting studio. WeBelieveDigital.com, our own platform. And so it's critically important that in the African-American community, we control the narrative. I look forward to receiving opportunities to show and advertise your products for goods and services and to move your brand along in this community. We're broadcasting live on Facebook. When We Believe Digital Podcast, go to Roku and download our app, and We Believe Global, with shows like this to bring articulate, intelligent conversations and dialogue to our platform. So I'm here to continue sounding the alarm. This is how the South is going to rise again.